Now, of course, I'm sure you know my love of predators. You know, if I'm here, of course, I'm going to look for some predators. There's lots of ways you can look for predators. But one of them, and it's kind of the way I consider to be a little bit cheating. I'm not a good tracker, so I love when I see vultures circling, because vultures eat dead food. So what I know is, if there's something dead there, something made it dead. And very likely that something is something I want to see. I'm Dave Salmoni for Animal Planet, and these are your Animal Bites. Right over my shoulder is a gorgeous female lioness, and her boyfriend is right behind the bush. I am nice and close. You probably can't tell with this lovely wide-angle lens, but about as close as I'd like to be to two lions that I don't know very well. Obviously, the best thing about lions is that they're gregarious. They hang out in a big family. The typical structure is there is a male or a coalition of males that hold a territory, and they have a pride or a group of prides that their job is to protect. You know, that boy that's sleeping in the bushes behind, but you probably can't see him because he's not moving. He gets the reputation of being lazy. Trust me, male lions are not lazy. They're some of the best hunters. They get all the biggest prey. So if there's something big that the ladies want to eat, the ladies say, hey, boys, go get it. But as much as it's a male-dominant system in a pride, truthfully, it's the ladies that decide what happens. The ladies move with the cubs and the sisters, and the boys will come and go as they please. They'll go out on patrol, walk around their territory, let everybody know that it is their territory, and keep those ladies safe. And then for the cost of the protection, when the ladies hunt and kill something, the boys will share with oftentimes not doing any of the work. Now, because I'm real close to these guys, some of the things I'm looking for is whipping tails. I'm looking at the angle of the ears. I'm listening for a growl. I'm watching to see. You can see her bum is kind of on its side, but if she repositions that bum and puts all of her weight behind her, she is very powerful. That boy behind her can be over 500 pounds. And if they get all their weight behind themselves and then they line their spine up to you, I'm in a bit of trouble when I'm this close. If you do get charged by a big lion, the best thing you can do is just stand and shout. These guys don't want to hurt anybody. They're not out to get human beings. They just want to be left alone. And they're very good communicators, so sometimes a little charge is their way of saying, you know what, I'd rather be sleeping. Forget it! Forget it! Good boy. Now, a lady, when she gets pregnant by one of the males, she can have one all the way up to as many as 4 or 5 cubs. The more typical, the lower numbers are more typical, but in places where there's lots of prey, they can have lots of cubs. And, you know, if there's enough food around, they all become nice big members of the pride. Pride sizes are typically determined by prey density, meaning if they're in an area where there's lots and lots of things to eat, there's no real reason for the pride to splinter off. But if the pride gets too big and some of the more subordinate girls don't get to eat as much as they'd like to, they'll splinter off and make their own sort of sister pride. Hi, big girl. Now, the way these guys like to hunt, lions will often choose one favorite style of hunting. So they'll pick their favorite animal, they'll pick their favorite style to get that animal, and they'll do that 80% of the time. You know, they'll take opportunities that come their way. But typically speaking, if they're going out hunting, they'll go to their favorite hunting grounds, finding their favorite animal, and they'll do their favorite method. And sometimes they'll send one female around the side while they corral from another. Sometimes one will hide while the other ones show themselves. Lions have got a lot of different tricks that they use, but typically it's cultural. They get taught by other members of the pride, and that's how they become so efficient. Now, some of the basics. The male in the bush there, he has a big mane. The ladies don't have a mane. The mane is thought to be protection because the boys fight. The boys love to have a rumble. They'll rumble each other in the coalition, or they'll rumble other rival males who want to take their pride and take their territory. So lions have got big up front. Their claws are very, very hooked. It helps them grab prey and hold prey. And in the back, their claws are a little bit straighter, allowing them to dig in and use them more for traction than they are for grabbing and gripping. But in a fight with these males, those hooked claws will tear up eyeballs, tear up noses, injure them, and make them less functional within the pride. So the mane will kind of help, protect the head and neck.
Now, one of the things people often wonder about when they've seen me walk around with lions or elephants or whatever it happens to be in Africa, you wonder how you do it. Now, I'm happy to tell you how I walk with animals, but it doesn't mean you should walk with animals. If you want to go walk with animals, go with a professional. The theory of working with animals is almost the same no matter what you want to do. So if I notice that the animal wants more distance, I give them more distance. If they want to see me better, so if you can see the animal kind of poking around the bushes, then I'll go put myself in the open. And what that does, it tells the animal that it's in control. So I'm non-threatening, I'm quiet, I'm allowing them to control the situation. And then eventually, very quickly, especially the smarter animals, they just say, great, I trust you, I can predict you, which predictable is the big thing. Then they go back to being wild animals, and that's when I get what I want. Just to sit there, relax, and enjoy watching my animals. That's how you do it.
I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.